Points for judiciary to seriously consider. In the context of Pagdi tenancy, where tenants and landlords may be considered as co-owners due to the unique nature of the Pagdi system, several key points arise. First, let's talk about the co-ownership concept. Pagdi tenancy is a traditional form of tenancy, often seen as giving the tenant a quasi-ownership stake in the property due to the significant lump sum paid up front. In this system, tenants typically pay a lower monthly rent because of this initial payment. Given this quasi-ownership, tenants are not merely renters, but have a stake in the property that goes beyond ordinary tenancy agreements. This status implies that tenants have certain rights that should be respected, such as security of tenure and fair compensation if asked to vacate. Second, the concept of no free evictions is crucial. Protection against unjust eviction underlines that tenants should not be evicted without just cause and without receiving fair compensation. This recognizes the significant investment the tenant has made and their quasi-ownership rights. The judiciary should ensure that any eviction order respects the tenant's rights as a co-owner, ensuring that they are adequately compensated. Evicting a Pagdi tenant without compensation would be unjust and contrary to the spirit of their quasi-ownership status. No decrees without consideration of rights. Courts should refrain from issuing eviction decrees without carefully considering the rights of Pagdi tenants as co-owners. Any legal action taken must acknowledge the unique nature of Pagdi tenancy and the tenant's vested interest in the property. The judiciary must ensure that decisions are equitable, reflecting the shared interest of both tenants and landlords in the property. No mesna profits. These are damages that a tenant or occupier may be required to pay for unlawful occupation of property after the right to occupy has ended. However, in the case of Pagdi tenants, the concept of mesna profits might not apply straightforwardly because the tenant's occupancy is tied to their quasi-ownership stake. Given the co-ownership status of Pagdi tenants, the judiciary should be cautious in awarding mesna profits, recognizing that the tenant's occupation is not simply that of a defaulting tenant but of a co-owner with vested rights. For Pagdi tenants who are considered co-owners of the property, the judiciary should ensure that their rights are fully respected. This includes no eviction without fair compensation, no judicial decrees that ignore the tenant's quasi-ownership rights, caution in ordering mesna profits given the unique nature of Pagdi tenancy. These principles emphasize the importance of fairness and equity in legal proceedings involving Pagdi tenants, recognizing their substantial rights and interests in the property they occupy.